All right, this or that?
Yeah.
Bang.
This or that.
This week's one, so it's Golo, very similar to your nickname, Rolo. Golo.
Is it Rolo's long lost twin brother?
We're talking about Rolo's relative here, Golo.
Golo.
Yeah, just with one L.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks,
So is it a putter released in 2014 by Titleist, or a printer cartridge released in 2014 specifically for Canon printers?
Cartridge.
Is it cartridge right?
Did you write down cartilage?
No, it's cartridge. But I thought I was reading. I was like,
No, that's throwing me whether
That's
you
right.
meant.
no, it's not the cartilage as in.
Yeah.
Well, the easy option is to go the putter. Obviously, it's relevant from
Yeah.
the golf and stuff.
Masters related.
Maybe he's doing that to suck us in, maybe.
That's what you have to weigh up, isn't it?
Well, that's right. I like our conversations before we put the answers in.
Yeah.
like,
Let's
that's
kind of sit
yeah.
on it a bit. I can't see him looking up a printer cartridge personally. I reckon he's stumbled across the Golo putter, and he's just thought, "Oh, that mate,
The
that'll make a
Golo
good
putter.
one."
Is there going to be a putter called Golo though?
I reckon you saw it and then thought, "That's
Yeah,
funny.
I
It
don't
sounds
think
like
he's
Rolo."
too smart to
Well,
reverse
in 2014,
psychology.
I don't know. It
When-
still
when-
might be in stores.
when I was
No.
16.
You're not smart enough to do the whole reversing, so I'm going putter.
I'm going putter as well.
Yeah, the answer's putter.
Come on,
but only so.
buckets.
I was speaking to, won't reveal the source, but someone from my club who's been helping me with these. And I was like, oh, maybe they'll, it might be a bit obvious because it's the Masters related.
Yeah,
But then I was like, maybe they'll like double
double bluff. Yeah,
bluff them, so they'll think that, which you initially did.
I nearly did.
But then you didn't credit me enough that I'd be thinking like that.
No, we triple bluffed you.
You triple bluff.
Yeah.
So maybe I need to
Triple bluff.
quadruple bluff.
That we think. You know.
That's
Yeah.
all right.
Plenty of bluff.
Good start.
Anyway,
Nice.
Bang.
Ben comes in with a W, and Harry comes in with an L, which is. I don't think it's the first time, but geez.
it's never happened on the pod, has it?
On the pod? That's
a
a
good
good one.
question.
Ethan
Maybe
in
Eth can
the, in
look
the
up.
Red Z Lending Stats booth behind the glass. So, great win, Ben.
Yeah.
We'll start
It
there.
was awesome. Well, I was saying off air to Harry and Eth that was my first Friday night game I've played in Melbourne ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah. at
That's
AFL
cool.
level, which
Strange,
is-
yeah.
I'd obviously played some good Friday footy, but not a genuine night game in
Yeah.
Melbourne. So
It sounded like it was rocking.
I think it was
50,000 there.
It was
Yeah,
50,000.
50, yeah.
It was the biggest crowd at Marvel in 11 years.
Is that right? I
Yeah.
missed that.
Yep. I saw
crazy.
something on social media. So,
Yeah.
and it was a Western Bulldogs home game, but there were so many Essendon supporters there. It
Yeah.
almost sounded louder.
I really think there is just a groundswell of Bombers supporters in this town that are just waiting for
Yeah, I think
something to cheer for.
the players have said it for a while now, but they do show up everywhere we go, similar to Carlton and the bigger clubs. So certainly noticed their support on Friday night. But yeah, it was awesome. We were saying off air again, playing Friday night, that sort of makes or breaks your weekend a little bit in your emotional state. But it was nice to get a good win in the end. It was a pretty sort of tough game of footy, and the Bulldogs started pretty well, I thought. And I think an important part of it was just to absorb their momentum a little bit, especially early on. And then after halftime, I thought especially we were really, really strong and came away with a pretty important win, really. So to start the weekend off like that was nice.
How was the week? Because obviously it wasn't a amazing result the week before, but it looked like obviously you came out pretty strong. And even that third quarter, I didn't watch all of it, but looked like your heat and pressure on the ball was really strong.
Yeah, I think, and you could probably attest to it as well, but coaches these days are so good at win, lose or draw, nothing changes. I think you guys said it last week that, in your review, in your week-to-week training, nothing much changes if it's a win or a loss, and I couldn't agree more on that, and Brad and the coaches have been A1 in that. I just think it was the little things like the 1% plays, the fingernails, the tackles, the just affecting a kick here and there, those sort of things that got the momentum up, especially in that second half. As I said, the 1% plays, the little fingernail plays that grows confidence amongst the group, and I really noticed that. Like we had Harry Jones, who's a big guy doing rundown tackles, and
He was a leader that actually.
I think that really set the tone. And I think the week before we were probably a bit off in that, and had some moments we'd all luck back against Port Adelaide where we weren't quite there. But I think it's infectious when guys like that are doing it, and Jake Stringer was doing the same thing, and it certainly was infectious. So, and it wasn't a perfect performance. There's so many things we can still grow, and that's the I think you said it, Rollo, a few times now, but getting the result and still having a few things to go to work on and continue to get better. So I thought it was a pretty good game all around with still a few things to improve on.
Yeah, it was entertaining. And that last term when a tidal wave carries you home, it must be so much fun.
Yeah, it was fun. It was quite funny actually. I had to go off the ground because my contact lens came out.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that the first time ever?
Nah, it's happened a few times. And I think
you started marking them all of a sudden, didn't you?
yeah, I was playing with one eye. But I think it was in the middle of the quarter and we kicked 2 or 3 in a row and it was starting to get a really good time where you probably know the game's almost done.
Yeah, yeah.
So I literally ran down the corridor at Marvel. You either turn left or right into your change rooms.
I saw that. Yeah.
So it was like a 2 or 3 minute little thing and I was coming back. But that was the first time I'd been off the ground all year. So I was a bit disappointed that I'd ruined my 100% game time throughout the whole start of the season. But
Gee, that's...
yeah, it was it was an enjoyable last quarter, that's for sure, especially the last 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And well done to you, Ben. Great performance. Brad Scott, of course, gave you a pump up in the post-match press. So let's have a listen.
They're just playing their roles for us. I mean, Mackay's got a big role he plays on it's the hard thing about being a key back. You play on a gun every week. So it's just relentless. And he's been exceptional. But we clearly identified, the role that he would play for us. And, we're still building that back half. But, he was excellent again. But, I thought the back line as a unit worked really well.
It must be nice.
That's nice from Scotty.
Yeah.
I'm
sure
might have to
you
slip
won't.
him a bit of cash later on. But I think it was we had Mason Redmond and Dice playing a bit taller as well.
Yeah.
We had obviously myself and Jaden out there, but they had Sam Darcy, Norton, Jamari Ugle-Hagan, so we had our work cut out. But I thought as a collective we were pretty good on the night. And that's, again, there's still so much room to grow, but having guys playing above their weight was really important on the night.
Yeah.
So, it was pretty well summed up by Brad.
Nice.
What's the next grab that we got?
Well, I haven't heard this yet.
Neither have I.
MJ tells me it's funny. So this is Leigh Matthews.
Depends who you ask, you would find it funny.
So just to be clear, this is him interviewing Todd Goldstein after the match?
Yeah.
During the game on 3AW, Leigh Matthews
During
has
the game, is
said
it?
this,
Right.
and MJ's wondering whether you think this is a compliment or not.
Just thinking, like Ben Mackay's been very, very solid, I reckon, in this first month for Essendon. Did he play like that at North? I never noticed him at North, but he's been really good for this first month.
He won seven games in his career at North.
It's a bad,
so
not much fun playing footy in that win-loss ratio.
Lordo just
Thanks,
chiming in.
I'm up to 11 now, so
11.
I think it's 11. Someone said that. I think Goldie mentioned something. He did an interview with 3AW after the game, and we were stretching after the game, and he said something about that. And I think Goldie went into bat for me in terms of at North. Yeah, we didn't win a lot of games, and it was, we're under the pump a fair bit. So I personally don't think I've been playing any different necessarily to the last couple of years where I've found my feet, I think. But
I've always said it. Winning, it amplifies your performance, and losing, what's the opposite?
Diminishes.
Yeah.
You're
So
right.
if you play a 6, 7 out of 10 game, if you win, it's an 8. If you lose, it's a 5.
That's so true.
So
And that's just the industry.
And I think Goldie as well, he's been really, really good this first month of the year. But I know personally he hasn't played any different to what he has the last 2 or 3 years. He's so consistent. And it's exactly the same thing. So I got no hard feelings on Leigh at all. It's just you're right, Harry. When you do start winning a few more games, it amplifies your game a little bit. But
It's a compliment. Just remember, sometimes the greatest player to ever play our game
Yeah.
knows your name and things are going well. So
He knows
can't
who
be
you
too
are.
far with that, which is good.
I didn't say it was a bad thing.
I think
my friend.
Leigh just gets a pass for life.
Yeah, we were saying that off air.
If he's not.
Even if he gets it wrong, he gets it right.
And with all due respect to North, unfortunately, they're just not playing in blockbuster games the last couple of years, and it's not must-see footy. So
Well, we again, I'm not comparing at all, but just as a pure conversation, our last month we've had we played Port Adelaide on Friday night, we had Bulldogs Friday night, we've got Adelaide Friday night, and then into an Anzac Day on Thursday, which is a massive month of footy. So
high profile.
it's been really exciting to be a part of those games and get to work with the group and sort of see where we're at, in terms of those sort of important games in the first month or so.
It's nearly again, back to that analogy. If you play a 7 out of 10 game, but it's in a huge blockbuster game, that nearly goes up to a 7.5.
Yeah,
When
you're
you
right.
win, then it's an 8. So it's it all depends on the
the lens you look at
the
it
lens,
through.
yeah. And
And
more
it's
eyes are on you.
It's a good point. I've learned that the last month, and again, chatting to a few people, I don't feel like I've played any different in some regards to what I have the last couple of years. In some ways, I'm sure I have, but in some ways I haven't. But it's amazing when you do win a few more games. It's just amplified that little bit more. Which is an interesting conversation.
No, it's great. And as we were saying before, the amount of Essendon supporters that are just buzzing around. MJ tells me we have had so many messages come through, just enjoying the spectacle of the Bombers up and about. So this is Bridie who wanted to say this.
Bridie from Frankston. This question's for Ben. How are you enjoying your more frequent wins?
nearly
Well,
double the entire total.
I think it was I'm up to 11. I think Brad said something to me after the game. He asked, what number win is this? So he's having a bit of a laugh at it as well. But, of course, I think, we don't lose track of the process, but to have a little bit of positive feedback in terms of the scoreboard in the early, parts of the year is something, of course, we're going to enjoy to a degree. And, I think Harry can agree. The first 10 or 15 minutes after a win is the best part of the week. So, that's the feeling you want to try and replicate and you sort of get addicted to. So, it's cool, but certainly not losing track on where we are and what we want to get to. So
one week at a time. we should hear from Aiden as well, who's a Bombers fan.
Hey guys, Aiden from Caroline Springs here. Just wondering how it feels to concede the Doggies to such a low score, considering their forward line. What did you focus on the bounce back after last week? And any standout players? I thought Kelly, Dersman and Jonesy played a really good game, and Durham really stepped up when we needed him to. Apart from the big players like yourself, Merritt, anyway, good win, Ben, and calm the Dons.
Great question, Aiden. Ado's got to work on the volume there. That was very loud earlier.
You in the factory, Aiden?
Getting to work. I think we touched on it before, but I thought Harrison Jones was great.
Durham was unreal.
Does unbelievable. He missed the week before and came in seamlessly again. Played a really important role in our midfield. I thought Xavier Dersman has been great. As I said earlier, those sort of 1% plays, the chase down tackles, just getting a fingernail on it. I think he's really led the way in that. And I think, although the Bulldogs missed a few chances throughout the game, I think it's something we're still chipping away at our defence. But I think we made some good strides without being perfect. So
nice.
Yeah.
What a Bombers chat.
Yeah, too much. Some would say. Wow.
You could argue that it's always been a lot of Blues, but you guys have deservedly.
No, I said off air. I'm happy to take the back seat, and we can talk Bombers.
Well, I was hoping on Saturday morning, waking up after a win, that we'd go back to back with wins again, but wasn't to be.
Another double up. Wasn't to be. Cardiac Carlton once again in a close game, but this time Cardiac Carlton.
But didn't you guys have a huge record of close wins or something?
Yeah.
So it almost doesn't.
Well, that was their thing.
True, that would have been last week. Would have been 7. Oh no, because we won against North.
I forget what it was.
60 points. Yeah.
I think you'd won maybe 6 straight under a
something
goal.
like
But then we would have broken that against North.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah. No, but of games that have been decided by under a goal, I think you've won.
Been on the right side.
Yeah, you've been on the right side of those
Yeah.
close finishes for so long. And then, obviously, the tables turned against the Crows. Another cracking game, it has to be said. I enjoyed every second of it.
Yeah. Obviously, it was a bit of an arm wrestle all day, and I think, firstly, the Crows, they're a much better side than 0-4 going into that.
For sure. Yeah.
I think that's pretty well recognised. So it was always going to be a good game of footy, and I thought it was tough, pretty arm wrestly. Both sides had some momentum, but I thought we got ourselves in a really good spot to win the game. And it felt like a Carlton-ish game in terms of, we'd done a lot right and then kind of could run over the top late. But credit to the Crows. They executed their kind of last 3 minutes really well, and we didn't. They got one over us. So, but to be fair, Vossi was really big on it. That and as you just said, we've been in a lot of close games over a lot of, over 3 years, and we've probably won a lot of them. So occasionally, that's footy, doesn't go your way, but it's nice to get some lessons on what's really important in those last couple of minutes. Again, a good reminder, and bounce back this week. So that's footy.
Does it feel like a close game like that? This is to both of you. Do you think that, obviously you've executed that so well, and it feels like it is a skill, but sometimes the siren just goes at the wrong time? Does it feel like there's a fair bit of luck associated with that?
I think, luck's one way to describe it, but there's always just timing and moments, and that's footy.
Yeah.
And, moments go your way, and you win, and moments don't go your way and you lose. But I think you can train and practice like how you want to handle those moments or what's important in those moments. But there's still an element of
playing,
taking it.
Yeah.
Yep. And I said that this is footy. Like last week, we probably weren't in a position where we were going to win, and we won. And then this week we were 17 points up with a couple of minutes left, and we lost. Like that's footy, but yeah, I mean they were pretty good. We didn't play our best footy throughout the 4 quarters, but the good thing is that in 7 days' time, you got a really good challenge against the Giants, and that sounds like a very straight.
He's all over the cliches today. Straight bats out today.
So 2 goals for yourself. Nicola has a good question, actually.
Hey boys, this is Nicola from South Yarra. Harry, question for you. Wondering why you didn't do your number 32 goal celebration on the weekend. Go Blues.
This is very funny. I
got
Ben
talking.
This is Ben talking. I got home after doing some recovery in the afternoon on Saturday and looked on the app and it said Harry kicked 2 goals like early on in the game.
Yeah.
And so Taylor and I were like, oh geez, we better watch the replay to see if he did the celebration. So we were actually like, surely, did he do it? So we went back and looked, and unfortunately, you didn't. So, why?
Sorry, mate.
It was as long as his essay about 32.
Well, I actually had half a thought. Maybe he will do it, but no.
No, I'm saving it for the right time. I thought. Again, I will say it is difficult. I've given credit to guys that celebrate well. After kicking a goal, like to have the presence of mind, you can't be thinking when you're doing your routine. If this goes through, I'm going to hold up the 3 in my right hand. And, like I'm not thinking that when I'm lining up for goal.
Because I imagine your routine is all just like clear your mind.
Yeah, you
focus on your process.
Yeah, you have a couple of really clear, stable, like physical routines, and same with your mental. So I'm not thinking, all right, if this goes through, I'm going to run off there and go to 32 to the crowd. Like,
but then some players must. Like there's.
That's why it's credit to them. To have in the presence of in the moment to be able to do a celebration.
In their mind, in the back of their mind, they know if I kick this goal or the first goal that I kick, if I'm lucky enough to kick a goal, then I'll do the celebration. They're not thinking about it, I'm sure, as they're kicking it, but it's there somewhat in their head.
And then it depends where you are. You kick a goal, and all of a sudden a teammate's right there and celebrate with you. Then you probably can't go off and you're like, why not up the ground to get the ball down, whatever it is. So it'll come.
It'll come. It'll have to be very very specific.
You probably do a King's what's it called? King's birthday Eve or whatever.
Straight into Ben's face.
Gee, that would be great. I like picturing the amount of players that have had celebrations in mind and then just missed.
That's probably why they missed.
Next time. Nice. Well, we can probably leave the rest of the Carlton game. I imagine it's one that you're pretty happy to move on from.
Oh, we can talk about it if you want, but it was a good game of footy. And
good game of footy.
They were too good in the end. So,
did you guys have a few injuries? Was that right? I missed the second half, but
a couple of minor ones, I think. Yeah, but
right.
Sadi and Mitchell.
Yep.
But nothing too bad.
Sam Walsh was good, back on return.
Yeah.
He's a freak.
He is a freak.
It's amazing.
You wouldn't know he was injured at all.
No, he looked
$1 million.
Fresh as the days, $1 million.
Yeah.
13 tackles, just a beast. He's
good on him.
Yeah, freak. Matt has a question relating to the Masters.
Morning, boys. Go Bombers. Just got me grandma here, big Essendon fan, and she just wanted to say go Bombers to you, Ben, so here she is. Go Bombers. That's her. All right, now, just on that one, you guys follow the golf. The Masters finished up this morning, and just wondering what your handicap is if you do go around and play much. Beautiful, boys. Cheers. Go Blues.
That was
Thanks, Matt and your granny. That's great. That's excellent.
That wasn't too bad, man. Well done.
Do you have a handicap?
No, I don't play enough golf to have a handicap.
Yeah.
We play occasionally. We have a hit.
Yeah.
A bit of fun, just a leisurely hit, but nothing too.
I think we always
crazy.
say it every year we want to get into it, but we
I know,
never do. It's one of those ones you sort of
It's
say.
a real effort.
It is effort.
Yeah. How do the competitive juices flow when you two have a hit? Do you actively score against each other?
We normally lose 10 balls each, so
yeah, okay.
Nil or draw.
Yeah,
nil or draw.
It is amazing how such coordinated people such as yourselves could still, I'm
not that bad, man.
At golf.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. You
Speak for yourself.
I am. I said I'm not that bad at golf.
Yeah, I wouldn't agree.
I feel like we're all always going on the train for a handicap for
I was hoping you'd be really bad. I thought that's what you were saying.
No, I don't know.
But
I'm not
define
great.
really bad though. Like,
Yeah, I don't know. Me. I'd love to see how.
we'll have to do a
how
Ben and
much
Harry
worse I-
podcast golf day.
Yeah, a golf day.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd have to practice a lot, which I've been attempting to do, but God, I'm so bad.
Oh, really? So you're trying to get into it?
I bought a driver 2 years ago.
Just a driver, not anything else.
Well, I had a set that
Right.
was handed down to me, but yeah,
Right.
horrific.
Okay.
Did you watch any of the Masters?
I had it on. I watched the last morning this
To
morning.
be, it's fair. There's something about the Masters that's just like
Yeah,
really wholesome. I don't know what it is. I have it on the background just early in the morning.
yeah.
Yep.
No phones there.
Yeah.
Some of the rules just sound crazy.
No
but
running.
No running.
Yeah.
No phone.
They reckon that, and like, obviously it's expensive to get a ticket, but once you're in there, like the old cafe or food, it's like $2
Yeah.
for a sandwich, like
Yeah.
$1 for like really cheap, really traditional food and stuff.
Yeah, I'd love to get over there. Alrighty, so now our game, which we've been enjoying. We've been doing the how many games has a certain player played nearest the pin.
And I've been on fire.
You have. The last fortnight you've
So it's 2-1 Harry's way in terms of the overall
score.
score.
Yeah. You came out of the blocks. I think you won 3. You had the shutout, the famous shutout. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. So
Famous
MJ,
Well, it's not that famous, is it?
Well,
world famous.
Growing legs.
I remember it. MJ had this idea, which I liked. So this is nearest the pin, but you have to name the margin of a game.
This is difficult.
This is really
This
tough,
is difficult.
but it's good.
The double points if you actually get the margin.
Okay.
I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah.
Similar to the other one. Yep.
Double points. And we're going to mix it up a tiny bit at the start because I just want to see how close you guys get. So the first one is your own respective debut. The margin
question.
of the game in your own debut.
Well-
And if one of you get within a point, you get
Sure,
a point.
Ben, it's a good one to ask Ben.
Wow,
He won't
yeah.
remember it. You got KO'd.
I got KO'd.
Oh, that is unfair. I forgot.
Oh, I'm still going to have a crack at it.
Still have a go.
We both played Brisbane in Brisbane. I
You
know
did.
that.
I just
Yeah.
found that out.
Yeah.
I
It was about 10 weeks apart as well.
In my research.
No,
2017.
not that much.
So, yeah, it was close.
yeah. Yeah, it was. July 23 and August 26.
10 weeks.
So I know it was a big win. It was a significant win.
So they're different margins, so you can say them out loud. You can say you're working out loud.
I know we lost. I feel
Yeah,
like
you-
it was close just when we came out. I'm going to say we lost by 17 points.
And Ben, what do you reckon yours was?
I'm going to say we won by 59 points.
Well, for the purpose of this, I'm going to give it to Ben because he was closer.
Yeah, that's
Right. What was
Yeah.
it? What was the...
Ben, you won by 51 points.
oh, it's pretty good.
Harry, you lost by 30.
Yep.
Right.
Ben wins.
Yeah.
1-0.
Yeah, Ben wins.
That's a bit of a
Ben
strain.
wins.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's a great question.
yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I didn't love it, but
Everyone hates the questions. I don't
We're
care.
always happy with his own
I'm
work.
happy with it. Ben's on the board.
Bang.
All right. Question 2. Famous grand final, 2005.
Which was Sydney West Coast.
1 point.
Do we need to know who wins?
No. I mean, I prefer if you did say it.
Sydney by 1 point.
That was Harry locking in Sydney by 1 point.
Sydney by 3.
Sydney by 4. Ben wins it.
Yeah.
Where was 1 point?
West Coast won the next year by 1 point.
There you go.
There
Yep.
you go.
Oh, let's go to third because I want another shutout.
Just want one more. All right. 2007.
Geelong and Port.
Yes.
It was a thumping.
It was over
Yes.
100 points.
Yeah, this is gonna.
So write it down.
Oh Jesus. I feel like it was one of the biggest grand final margins ever.
Yeah, it is.
Remember, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Ben is going 122 points.
Harry?
129.
Oh, Ben's got it against 119. It's a shutout. It's a shutout. Ben, the king of the shutout.
Yep.
I'm not happy with the first
You're
one. 'cause
stewing.
Why
Oh,
are you happy with the
well, we
first
can
one?
scratch the
it's
first one. He
diff-
wins,
different question.
he wins 2-0.
How's it different questions? It was a
We're
margin
talking
of our
about the
debut
same-
games.
We're talking about different games.
And Ben was knocked out.
Yeah, so yeah, I had everything going against me there, and I still managed to win.
Still not sure about that. Yeah.
I reckon you've earned the T-shirt plug there, Ben.
Yeah, geez, I haven't read this.
How unnatural is it? You can never get
Yeah,
it.
it's
I was
a
so
bit
Mate,
consumed.
you've never been good at it. Come on.
I was so consumed in the win, mate.
Yeah. He's doing 32s.
What are we even saying here?
Well, we found some extra Ben and Harry T-shirts, Ben.
Yes, we have.
Yeah.
And if you would like one, You can Google Ben and Harry t-shirts.
Yeah.
What?
We're out of smalls, we need to say.
We've got a handful left. We found a couple in the cupboard.
Yeah.
Probably last chance to get one unless we do another one at some stage. But
yeah.
I'm sure we will, but let's tick this one off first.
Exactly. We're at the very end of the order. So if you want to get your hands on a medium or a large, get in touch. Google Ben and Harry t-shirts.
You can go through our Instagram as well.
Yeah, correct. That's why I was a bit thrown by it because it was. Yeah. But anyway.
You were rattled.
Yeah. Well, I was just. Yeah. I was so happy that I just had another shutout.
Just shutouts.
It's just I'm making history over here.
Yeah. New nickname.
Shutout.
All right. Winners and losers.
Oh, brilliant.
Ben and Harry's
I'm so excited for this.
winners
Birds often think I'm a tree.
and losers.
I hate cheese.
Oh my god. Every time.
We always smile at that.
Yeah.
Whenever the tree comes on.
Who said that? I still can't.
Harry
Is
said
that
it.
Harry?
Is it still true though? Have you noticed it?
Mate, there was this one tree, I'm telling you, this one bird that kept on thinking I was a tree. Kept on trying to land on my head. Like, yeah. Strange. Anyway, I'll go first with the twinner.
New Rock.
It's like a cool little set, and this is applicable for Ben and I because we're twins. But someone sent this to me the other day, and so for twins that are genetically identical, so that's us, Ben.
Us, yep.
If we ever committed a crime, so this is hypothetically, they wouldn't be because our DNA is exactly the same. They wouldn't be able to tell if it was you or me that did it.
Is that true? So it is identical.
So that is, it's 100% identical.
Exactly the same.
How's that a twinner though?
Because it's a cool stat.
It's a cool stat.
That was good.
Yeah. That's fascinating.
So
I've heard it before, but I find it
so
hard to
they
believe.
couldn't charge either of us unless there was a confession.
Wow.
To prove
So when let's say I get my DNA done, it comes up with Ben and Harry.
Comes up as the podcast.
It comes as a
QR code.
It's a link tree to Apple and Spotify.
It's a saliva swab. I love that podcast.
Yeah, but seriously, yeah,
that's
there you
good. I mean,
yeah, isn't that interesting?
Hopefully, it never comes in handy.
It will never come in handy.
Yeah,
yeah, no, not at all. But
yeah,
have you done any of that DNA, like Ancestry.com?
No, probably should.
No, we probably could do it with the family. Yeah, really interesting.
Yeah, nice.
Look at
I think it's a good twinner.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Yep. My twinner is my man Conor McGregor's back fighting in the UFC. So
does he still follow you? Have a quick look, please. If you
got... Oh, that's right on Twitter.
Yeah, I need to check that. Yeah, he's back. I think it's in June, so I've been waiting for his return for a few years now.
Yeah.
So I was pumped to see that he's back.
Is he getting on? I don't know much about it.
Yeah, he hasn't fought in 2021.
Yeah, correct. So
is he too old now?
Who knows?
I don't know.
Who knows,
You
mate?
might have to DM him. Your mate.
Hey, mate, are you too old?
Hey, bro. But he's just in a movie, so I'm sure his priorities probably aren't exactly lined up with fighting. But it's good to see him back. I'm sure he'll draw a big crowd.
Yeah, he was the hottest athlete on earth at one point.
Unbelievable, wasn't it?
He's clocked it though, really now. Like
it's like
why does he go back?
No, I agree. Mike Tyson is coming back.
Yeah,
you see that? Yeah,
fighting Jake Paul.
He looks sharp.
Looks really sharp.
Who? Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
How old is he now? 60 something.
Yeah, he'd be pushing.
I think he's 60. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that'd be a pretty impressive effort.
Yeah.
There you go.
My twinner.
Yep.
Got a new iPhone. Game changer. The brand new iPhone 15.
So
15?
How's the game changed with it?
Just when you go from an old shitty iPhone.
What was your
previous?
I had a 12, and then
fair jump.
Managed to trade that in, and then got myself a good deal at the local dealership.
We love Telstra, so
I moved from a competitor to Telstra, and then this phone is just half price. And
that just sums up how great Telstra is.
Yep. I mean, with better in more places.
Correct.
And dominating. But you know that new iPhone feeling when you're just flying around apps and the whole thing's quicker.
Doesn't last though, but yeah.
Yeah, I know. It wears
off like anything.
Wait, interesting question. Did you even your old background, how your apps are set out, did you trade that straight over?
Yeah. It may as well just be the same phone.
So that's right? I reckon part of having a new one is it would be cool to have probably back in the day a little bit more when you couldn't swap them straight over, but setting your app ups a bit differently, having your background a bit new, so it feels like a completely new phone.
Yeah, that's a shout.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
Yeah,
good. That's
actually my twinner for the week. Is that
losers?
Harry loser.
Well, I don't know if this is a loser, but it's fascinating. I think the loser is Bunny because I think he might be a bit like
your dog.
Yeah, my dog. I think he might be a bit undergrown or malnourished or something, because twice over the last week I've met other toy caboodles that have been at different different ages. But one I met they were like, she was like quite a lot bigger than Bunny, probably like 30-40% bigger than Bunny. And I was like, oh, that's strange. Like maybe that's just like quite a tall toy caboodle, you know, no dramas. And then one of the other boys at the club got a toy caboodle like within 2 weeks of me getting Bunny.
Oh right, who?
Lockie Cowan, one of the young boys.
Moo Cow.
So Cow. Moo, that's what we call him. Yep.
Why?
I don't know. Yeah, just stuck somewhere.
There you go.
Not sure why. But Moo got one with his partner, and I actually saw the puppy today, and it would be 40% bigger than Bunny.
Oh no! So
I'm thinking, like, am I not feeding Bunny or something?
Bunny was the runt, wasn't he?
He was the runt of the litter. Yeah.
Does that explain it?
It has something to do with it, I'm sure.
But there can't be that much of a discrepancy, can it?
40%. That's.
Well, are you feeding him correctly?
Well, I'm feeding him. Yeah.
Well, obviously not. If he's malnourished,
well, he's like he's
poor
good through
bloke's
his ribs
malnourished.
and that. He's not skinny.
Yeah.
He's just not tall. Like his legs aren't that.
He's not
a
tall.
rangy type. He's just.
You don't think
small.
of dogs as tall.
He needs to grow or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I like that he's small, but it just got me thinking. Like, he was the runt of the litter, so maybe.
I'm sure that has to have something to do with it.
Real runty.
Yeah, that's why I picked Bunny, because he's a bit of an underdog.
Yeah.
Runt of the litter.
He's a scrapper. He's a fighter.
Scrapper.
Now
Unfortunately,
he's pretty privileged.
Yeah. He's your
Well,
loser
that's
this
right.
week.
Yeah, now he's a loser. That'll humble him. He needs some
Gone
humbling.
from 100 to 0.
Yeah. Massively. Ben?
My loser, it wasn't really a negative week, but I just...
Oh, come on, mate.
My loser is sometimes when you're trying to watch or pick a show with your partner and deciding what to watch. So I want to watch The Gentleman. I've heard that's really good.
Yeah, it's good.
But Taylor, she didn't want to watch it, and vice versa. Sometimes she suggests ones and I don't want to watch it. So that's just a loser. Just sometimes it's hard to find something that we both want to watch. So
fair.
Thoughts?
Well, I can relate to that.
Not your best.
I
mean, everyone can relate to that.
That's right.
Not your best.
I said it wasn't a particularly negative week,
Yeah,
so just
I don't have a negative.
It was just a concept.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yours, Roller? Do you have
Well, do I do losers? I thought I was just
Well,
contributing.
if you got a loser,
Oh, well, I hadn't thought of one, so
Okay, we'll let you off.
I can be your loser, Ben,
Rob.
for not thinking of one.
Very
Question time. We'll start with Mason.
This is Mason from Port Arlington. This is a question for Ben. Who is the hardest forward you've ever played on and why?
I think we may have chatted about this before
We
last
have,
season, but it's a good point.
I don't remember your answer, so
Yeah, I probably got two or three. I'd say Josh Kennedy from West Coast before he retired. He was fantastic he was a powerful, his footwork was great, he's explosive, obviously great overhead and on the lead.
around that premiership era, that 18.
Yeah, 18, 19, 20,
Yeah.
even 21, I reckon, before he finished up. Tom Hawkins is someone I admire a lot and always find extremely difficult to play on. I think we've talked about it before, but his craft for such a big guy and his experience and his smarts around the ground and his explosiveness in his first couple of steps are very hard to stop. I think Buddy's aura, I think we've spoken about it last year again. It's just something that you've almost got to witness to be out there and understand. So probably those three, but there is obviously a lot of young key forwards coming through that are, hopefully we can grow those battles with across the years. So, but they're probably the three. Yeah.
What goes into when you come up against a key forward? What does your week look like in terms of prepping for?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think in my first few years, say 4 or 5 years ago when I started playing consistently, I was very much like watch at least 2 games of their previous week. But I think you can probably agree, Harry, as you get a bit older, you probably don't feel like you need to watch 2 games worth. There's probably just a couple of things that they're doing. And your line coach can help you with that. But I used to do a mountain of work, like, as I said, between 1 and 2 games, all by myself, just like write notes down. I think once you play on these guys a few times, they don't seem to change too much. You sort of pick up their tendencies after a few times. But
like their
leading
leading patterns.
Yeah, correct. How they go about it, how the ball's been kicked into them, that sort of stuff. So it's a good question. I think, when I first started playing around in 2020, 2021, it was almost made a bit of a name for myself around the club because I was always writing notes and just watching how they went about it, and it was really in depth. But because I played on them quite a bit now, you probably don't need to watch.
Yeah, you remember it.
Yeah, you sort of remember it and just tidy up on a few things. But
just things like with Hawkins, for instance, when he takes a ruck contest inside 50.
Definitely. Yep. All those sort of things.
You're probably nearly looking. I know we've spoken about this off air, but you're looking probably about teams trends more than individuals.
That's right. Yeah,
True.
I was the same as well. I used to watch a lot of like who I was playing on, but now it's more like, all right, how do they defend as a team?
Yep.
Who's going to drop? How do they set up from stoppages? Like,
Yeah. You know, how, for example, on the weekend, Norton, Ugelhagen and Darcy, what the rotation was, who goes off at once, all that sort of stuff, how they work together. You know, obviously the Bulldogs are really good with their hands, so making sure we're sharp on that with our reaction, things like that. So, I was the same. It was very much detailed in the first few years, but you sort of learn to grow into more of a team and how they're going to go about it. So it was a really good question.
What kind of notes would you write down about Harry if you're playing him this weekend?
Jeez. Slow.
Lol.
I don't know. How long have we got? How long is a piece of string?
You just said lol. That got me.
I don't know. I don't know if I've ever written notes. I've never played on
No,
it.
you
Other
haven't
than the VFL. We have played on the VFL.
I remember in 2020, I was playing against Ben.
That's the closest we've been.
I was
to
laid
playing.
out. I hurt my knee that day at training.
Correct. Yeah.
So our forwards coach at the time, Brucey, we were watching some vision of Ben, and it was like we'll just cut the head off. Like I know it's your brother, but we'll just cut the head off, and like this is how you're going to expose him.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean you don't have to reveal, but
I can.
I'd love you to.
I can't remember what it was. It was like he's like he'll caravan you around, so just you can manipulate him or whatever it was. But
so you were fully anticipating to play on each other that day.
Yeah,
that was.
I mean, it makes sense.
That was the day I reckon that I found out. Who was our coach? Shorey was the coach at the time.
Yeah,
and because you have to put in the teams an hour before the bounce, and up until that point, I thought it was happening, so I had no idea. So an hour before the bounce, when we had our meeting, Shorey mentioned something about Harry being out, and he said a little comment, just a little go at Harry. Nothing bad. It's like I don't know, whatever it was. But yeah, that was the closest it's been to happening. So
yeah. I suppose you
I would have done the same thing then. I would have been expecting to play. I think that was only my fourth or fifth game. So
right.
I don't reckon I would have even played on you, to be honest. I don't know who else would have been playing that day, but yeah, maybe Levi was playing that day. I'm not sure. So.
Yeah,
can't remember.
Yep.
Do you keep any of these notes? I'm curious about this.
Yeah, they're somewhere. Yeah, yep.
So you could find the old Harry ones.
What? Yeah, I don't know if I don't reckon that day I would have been playing on Harry. I reckon it would have been Levi. So yeah,
right.
Yeah. But they're there. Yeah, they've got like a whole folder of them.
Yeah. Because remember we were talking about this on the Marty Sheargold show with Max Gawn, how Rolly O'Brien had the notes about Nick
that was so funny.
He accidentally tweeted from his broken phone.
That's right.
Oh, I find that like
that's hard to script that stuff.
Oh my god, the poor guy.
I had that on the they did a documentary on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, that's right. It was that year, wasn't it?
They filmed it.
It was the COVID year.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Good question.
Yeah. Ash has a question as well.
Hey guys, Ash from South Marine here. Harry, on the weekend, I had the pleasure of sitting behind your beautiful family at the game, and I noticed your dad's famous vintage knitted Carlton jumper with number 10 on the back. So my question is, it's a Carlton Essendon grand final. What jersey is your dad wearing that game? Thanks, guys. Bye.
Well, this is topical because Dad debuted his Essendon long sleeve jumper on Friday night, and we took a photo. He had number 32 on the back, obviously. Ha ha
ha. You beat the jump. Well done.
Mum took a photo of both of our 32 numbers, so that was quite funny.
Yeah.
But that's a.
Do you have? Because you said you had a photo, didn't you?
Yeah, I got it. We can do it on our socials.
We'd like to see that.
Dad, he always, for some reason, has worn like the woolen.
Oh, that's awesome. It looks like he's wearing an old Tim Watson jumper.
The camera up there. But
nice.
But the woolen.
Right there.
For some reason, he's always worn the woolen Guernsey.
I love that.
But
he gets he's superstitious with it. So last year, I can't remember if I've told this or not, but last year against Port Adelaide, so he wears it every game. But for some reason, I think because it was my 100th game a few weeks earlier. It was a home game for us, so there's like a president's lunch that some families go to each week. So Mum and Dad got invited there, and you have to wear like a nice kit,
It's
like
more of a suit and tie,
like a button up, or whatever. So he didn't wear his vintage jumper, and in the first quarter I hurt my knee, and that's when I was out for a few weeks.
Yeah,
and after the game I looked at my phone or whatever, and you would probably expected like, "Hey Harry, hope you're going all right, mate.
Yeah,
check in, we'll see you, whatever." And the message was, I'm really filthy at myself. I knew it's my fault. I didn't wear my jumper and it was cursed all day. I'll make sure that never happens again. I was like, man, that's not why I hurt my knee. Like,
he's actually taking it.
He's taking it hard. He was really flat with it.
You left out on red after that.
Yeah. Didn't speak to him for a
Mate,
month.
so sorry, won't do it again.
But yeah, he loves wearing that. So I don't know. I'd rather he didn't probably. But.
Oh, absolutely, couldn't agree more.
Oh, you think it's shocking?
Wow,
and then also, so in the off season. What are those like moths that like eat wool?
Little
dust
moths or something.
Yeah. Oh, it's just little moths, little silverfish.
Yeah,
silverfish.
I think
So,
that's right.
And Mum's like, oh, some good news, depending on who you are, and bad news. But some moths have gotten in and eaten Dad's woolen jumper.
Oh no!
And I was like, oh, that sucks. Maybe you can't wear it now.
You put him there.
So I was like, maybe that's a sign from the universe, Dad. Just wear a nice kit and don't worry about the jumper. And but he ended up going and getting it like fully fixed and.
Oh, your poor dad! He loves it.
Yeah,
it's unique.
Let him have his thing.
Yeah, good on him.
But what's he wearing to a granny? That's a really good question. If he's so attached,
might get one of those half ones made.
Split it. Yeah.
We were chatting about when I was at North, because both North and Carlton were sponsored by Puma, so there was talk about somehow getting like a half jumper made up through Puma. But yeah, it'd be, I don't know what they would do. I'm not sure. Yeah. I think you can do like a half scarf for Mum, but I'm not sure what Dad would do.
Yeah. Just go to a local tailor, cut them in two.
Yeah. Yeah.
Depending on which side is which, you'll have 30 or 12. So
or probably a front. Yeah, don't know.
Yeah.
What does the Kels, Travis and Jason's mum do?
Yeah.
That's a good
Donna.
Yeah. I don't know.
We'll
what they
take
do.
some inspiration. Should there be an Essendon Carlton grand final?
Imagine
God,
that.
Melbourne would melt down. It would actually be intimidating. Luke has a question.
G'day Ben, g'day Harry. Luke from Mernda here. I'm actually a D's fan. Came across to the pod as a fan of Rollo's on the Marty Shoegold show.
Come on.
Love what you're both
Luke,
doing.
don't have to
The
lie.
Blues and the Dons. Well, apart from the Blues in the semi-final last year, but we'll move on from that quickly. Ben, mate, having a great season at the Bombers. Just wondering, mate, why the number 32?
Not sure if that landed.
I actually didn't expect that. I
Neither
thought
did
it was going to be a Rollo-related question.
I thought it was a Rollo-related question.
I hope that is true, though. I hope he did join the podcast because of you. That's a
Oh
good
no,
photo
Luke
for
from
you.
Mernda. Yeah, no, he's a big Marty Shoegold show fan. So
Was he?
Good on you, Luke.
Yep, good on you, Luke.
Thanks,
Well,
Luke.
maybe not good on you.
No, he's just genuinely asking. He might not have known.
He's new to the show.
He's
He might
new.
not-
Well,
Put the essay back up, maybe. Maybe we need to have it in the bio of the
should
show.
be.
It should be in the bio.
It really should be
Ben
in the
wears
bio.
number 32 because.
it's going to have to be because you Muppets carrying on about every week.
First time listeners.
I get bullied by it.
Yeah, it's just some pre-reading.
I'm going to
before-
request a jumper number change end of the year.
But then why'd you pick 33?
Does a big essay.
The reason why I chose 33.
Finally, Lockie had a question.
Hey guys, it's Lockie from Druin. Just got a question for you both. Top 3 favourite teachers from St. Paul's. I'm in Year 12 right now. Got Scotty Armour as my Year 12 health and human development teacher. Cheers.
Do you remember Mr. Armour?
Yes,
Is that
yeah.
right?
He's a very good man, Scotty.
I've been speaking to Scotty recently. Yeah.
Yeah, so
He, he's a good man.
Find it weird calling teachers their first names once you
So strange.
once you leave. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's making me uncomfortable. I don't even know Mr. Armour.
Yeah, I think Mr. Armour was it's weird, but he was very much like encouraging.
Oh, he
We
was
couldn't
great.
call him Mr. Armour after school.
No. Once you leave, you got a first name.
But no, he created like a program at school where for those kind of in elite sports or doing high level sport whilst doing school as well, like a program to help balance.
Oh, that's great.
So it was really, really helpful. Yeah, so he's doing some really good things, Scotty, and does some coaching as well.
Yep.
In footy. So
Be hard to go past him.
I don't reckon there'd be many teachers. at
Another
school.
one, a family friend of ours, Jan Park, who's now at St. Paul's.
Yep.
JP, yep.
JP. So our mum and Jan are best friends growing up. So yeah, that's probably
We were family friends for years and years.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Good
probably-
school. You like St. Paul's?
Yeah,
it was good.
We went from prep to Year 12 all the way through.
Whole way.
So that's something to be proud of. I
Did Ben maximise his school opportunity?
Sticks and stones here.
Hard to say. Probably no. But
Did you?
well,
No.
more than you, right?
Why is that?
Don't-
Exactly.
don't
Yeah,
get into
exactly.
it. Well,
Yeah, that's right. What,
We
you
can
got-
go to the part if you want.
I'm happy
You're
to-
not going
I'm
to look
happy
better
to-
than me.
I'm
I
happy to
guarantee
say.
you're not going to look better than me.
I don't know. This is up for Rollo's discussion, I think.
I mean, Harry did
Debate.
say printer cartilage at the start.
What?
I read that. I didn't say
That is true.
college. Yeah. Cartridge.
Maybe the number 32 ATAR lines up with Harry. Maybe.
Oh,
Speaking
mate,
of
you
32.
cannot get on that path.
We had
I went
ATAR
unscored.
chat.
Yeah, I went
We've
unscored.
already
Yeah, did not
You got
bat.
0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got 0 leg to stand on.
I
Like
prefer to go
ATAR,
unscored
0.
than get 32. What have
I
you
didn't get
got?
32,
Yeah,
mate.
you did.
Don't say I got 32.
Oh, 31, sorry.
Mate, it was not 31.
What was it
Double
then?
that.
What was it? Be honest.
About double that.
It wasn't 60.
It was.
It was no
close to
higher
60.
than 40.
What's ATAR out of? I
99 points.
We had a different system.
9 or what it was.
100.
99 out of 100.
Basically 100, yeah.
So I was, around 60.
You weren't. Why?
You
you didn't get above 40. You
Yes,
got
I
about
did.
35.
I'm not saying my ATAR, but it was above.
Exactly, because if you were. If it
Well,
was
you were
good-
0. You were 0.
Yeah,
so,
I went unscored.
Yeah, you got 0. So whatever I say, even if I'm 1, I'm better than you. So
Not
Well,
true.
you won.
It's all
Yeah, I was
coming
one.
out.
It's so funny. Well done. All right.
That's a good
Remember, we're on Instagram and TikTok.
Yes.
Head to @Ben and Harry Podcast. Send us a DM.
Love the
Thanks
DMs.
for all the show, the sharing of the show, and all the love.
Remember, the
been
t-shirts
going
are
well.
available on
Yes.
if you Google Ben and Harry t-shirts, or it's on our Instagram, as Harry just said. So.
Nice. Have you had any wristbands recently as well? Did any come up this week?
No, not this week.
What would you do if I made you one? Would you wear it?
Do you want me to lie or not?
Just want you to be honest.
No, I wouldn't wear it for long. I'd put it on in front of your face and say, "Oh, this is great," and then
Give it a bunny as a chew toy.
that's his meal. He can put on some weight.
Be
Maybe.
careful, yeah, you might choke.
Yeah.
Good on you, boys.
Come on, lads.
Best of luck.
Go Blues.
Go
Big
Dons.
games this
Who
weekend.
do you play, Harry?
The GWS Giants.
Yeah, huge.
Yep.
It's almost a top of the table clash.
Yeah.
Close too.
Yep.
Ben?
Nice. We've got Adelaide on Friday night.
Yeah.
In Adelaide.
You can watch the tape of Harry's game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice flat finish.
Perfect.
After a good laugh.
Well done, guys.
Very good.
See you,
All right.
boys.
See ya.